Every January, thousands of volunteers fan out across the 5 boroughs with a vitally important mission, helping the city get a count of the number of New Yorkers living on the streets. This segment is part of our Chasing the Dream initiative on poverty and opportunity in America. The annual informal census of New York's homeless is federally mandated and is crucial in the city's efforts to tackle chronic homelessness and get individuals the help they need. This year, as it does every year, the city is looking for volunteers to help in the massive citywide survey, which will take place this coming Monday, January 28th. And joining us now to tell us more about this effort, which is called Hope 19, is Stephen Banks, Commissioner of New York City's Department of Social Services. Commissioner, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate your getting the word out on this important initiative.
So, Commissioner, first of all, what does the Hope and Hope 19 stand for?
Well, it's the Homeless Outreach Population Estimate, and I think that's important. Sometimes people say, well, it's a count. Sure. It's an estimate. It's a federally required annual count all across the United States. Yeah. It's supposed to be in the coldest day of the year or the coldest period of the year. With climate change, of course, we're seeing vagaries over these last number of years. Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's not warm, and that affects what you see on the streets. Obviously, in this most recent period of time, we've made nearly 150 placements off the streets in this very cold period. Because we're out there 24/7. The estimate, the survey next Monday night is really a critical part of our work in New York. We're out 24/7, 365 days of the year, but this one night, volunteers help us check our work, help us look around the city and see if there are areas and are there concentrations of people that we've somehow missed. So we have doubled the number of outreach workers over the last 4 years. To make sure that we're able to construct the first ever New York City by name list of people who are on the streets. And that's how we're bringing people off the streets. We've got nearly 3,000 volunteers already for the Hope Count. We encourage New Yorkers to volunteer. It's starting at 10 o'clock next Monday night. You can go to nyc.gov/hope. And help us do our work. Yeah. And the work is something that really is both challenging, satisfying, and heartbreaking. People end up on the streets because they've fallen through every social safety net that exists. It takes us an average of 5 months to convince someone to come in off the street. Really? And through the city's Homestat program, the most comprehensive program in the country, with a doubling of financial investment from the mayor, we brought 2,000 people in off the streets who've remained off the streets.
And some of them don't want to get off the streets because they're afraid of the shelters, right?
Well, you know, there are people who end up on the streets because, as I say, they've had bad experiences in dealing with every type of safety net that exists, and they're mistrustful. And so it takes 5 months on average to build that trust. And as I said, we've been able to do that for 2,000 people to help build a pathway off the streets. And these are individuals who have remained off the street. The metric used to be bringing people off the streets whether they remained off the streets or not. We're very focused on actually changing lives.
This is federally mandated, correct?
It's a federal requirement. All jurisdictions are required to do it. We do it 365 days a year. As I said, the by name list is a game changer for us in New York City. We actually have a list of people on the street so that our outreach workers can engage them. We might know, John on such a corner, or maybe it's the individual with the red hat. But building that trust is what helps us bring people in. And the volunteers will help make sure that we're seeing all the areas that people in from.
My immediate question when I read about this is, it's federally mandated. How come you need volunteers? I mean, why don't the feds pay enough money so that you can pay people to do this?
Well, I think it would be really helpful to get additional funding for more housing. And we do see the difference when we have a federal partner. We're able to be certified for ending chronic veterans homelessness because the federal government made housing vouchers available that, in combination with the vouchers that we had at the city level, we're able to make real progress in addressing chronic veterans homelessness. But the volunteers are our eyes and ears on that night. And look, it's part of the greatness of New York that people really care. People are inherently compassionate. We see it every day on the streets when people are calling attention to individuals who we can help bring off.
Yeah, I mean, so I was wondering actually if the call for volunteers was not because you didn't have the money to pay for it, but because you wanted people actual everyday New Yorkers to get involved in this process?
Absolutely. Look, homelessness is something that's built up over many decades in New York City. Homelessness increased 115% from 1994 to 2014 as a result of the fact that there's a gap in rents and income. Rents went up more than 18%, and income went up less than 5%. And so it's the inherent compassion of New Yorkers that is helping us address this crisis that's been decades in the making.
Yeah, so some of our viewers watching right now may want to get involved, they want to volunteer, but they have some questions about how safe it may be. What do you say about that?
Come and join us. Go on to, as I said, nyc.gov/hope. People go out in teams, they're trained, and it's really a collective response to a national problem that we experience in the streets here in New York City. It's no coincidence that as we look across the country.
But it's safe. I mean, the make it's safe. But before I let you go, we only have about 90 seconds left, and I have to ask you this because I think it was in December that the mayor said that among his failures, the things he considered his failures, is his inability to reduce the number of homeless. Why has it been so difficult for him and for previous administrations to reduce the number of homeless people in the city?
Well, I think it's some of the reasons we talked about earlier. I think the mayor certainly identified homelessness as a challenge. I think he, like I'm not satisfied with where we are now, but we also, as I said, are seeing some of the initiatives that we've put in place take hold. Homelessness is driven by economic factors. 70% of the people in shelter are families. A third of the homeless families are headed by someone who works. And they're in the shelter system because, as I said, the gap between rents and income is a major driver of homelessness, not just in New York City, but all across the country. And that's why volunteers on this Night of Hope is so important to help us do our work to continue to literally turn the tide in homelessness. As I said, 2,000 people's lives have been changed by coming off the streets. 101,000 people's lives have been changed by moving out of shelter. 27% fewer evictions. These are the signs of things moving in the right direction, but so much more to be done, and both the mayor and I know it, and we're going to keep after it.
All right, Commissioner. Well, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about this very important issue.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.